Ms. Shuyu Zhang from QClaw to present us. Thank you very much.
Thank you for introduction. Hi everyone, I'm Shuyu, Global Product Lead QClaw. And before QClaw, I worked at Alibaba for 4 years, working with digital transformation using AI. So today I will present to you about what is QClaw. I believe a lot of you, if you're in China for a long time, you might have heard of it because this is one of the most popular products in China in 2026. So QClaw is a personal AI agent that runs on your own computer. So basically all the data are stored in your own computer, is safe. And it not only think and speak, but also use tools and execute. Besides that, it also memorizes and just your long-term memory with you, so it's a little better than the common AI agents. And it's based on QClaw. I don't know whether a lot of you might have known. It's built by Peter Steinberger, and it's the world's fastest growing project in open source community with over 300,000 stars on GitHub and over 20,000 contributors in the open source community. So with zero budget, QClaw itself gains over 1 million users in China within 1 week, which is really fast because commonly the AI products or other products in China don't grow that fast. Okay. We believe if you're going to bring digital transformation in your organization, it should be top down. The management team should make it clear about what should we use AI in our business process and how our employees are going to use it. If you expect fast return from AI, top-down scanning of AI opportunities are needed because we can see from our past guest sharing, people actually don't know what the opportunities of the organization can do and how AI can fit in theirs. And the first step, I think, is to equip everyone with the best tool so they can try it at their wish, because the owner itself cannot identify all the opportunities go through. So with more information or news or good updates, you can go to X and follow QClaw every time. Yeah, thank you. So. Based on the video we showed before, QClaw already has some updates about what we have shown. Firstly, we have more demos on QClaw Playground. You can check all of the cases we share here. For example, we already have the interview tools on it, so you can use it to help you get the interviews passed. And you can also get the AI delivery here, or grow the stores here. You can just click on the button, and you can see the real dialogue here, and you can add the agent to your playground, and so you can directly use it. This is basically how you can apply the agents that's already on the playground. And also, currently we also have a feature that you can see the skills that every agent can use. For example, like here, you can either connect it here or just connect it at the agent playground through here. You can see what kind of skills the agents have and what's the workflow on it. Because we have noticed that a lot of you don't want your agents to do the things randomly. If you have built it, you want to make the workflow set. So every time it will run on your command, it will not randomly do something that you don't want to expect. So on QClaw, if you have already crafted your agents, it will automatically generate the workflow it built. For example, this is get millions of views on X, which is an X operator. So it will already generate a workflow that on first step, it will ask you 6 questions about your personal voice profile, and the second will scan the 30 days of trending content in a niche, and the next thing about analyze engaging posts and generate CTA replies and something like that. And it will also write memories daily, so you keep track of what things have you done with you and what kind of preferences you might want. It will automatically have it. And some other examples, for example, actually we use QClaw to build the overseas QClaw version, but I'm checking whether I can see it. Yeah, for example, here. Yeah, for example here, if you're trying to building a large product, you can actually just use QClaw. For example, you can, I'm not sure whether allow you to manage Chinese as I translated. So basically here I'm asking it to deploy my local OpenClaw and build a full macOS product for me, and let it ask me some questions so we can know better about what I'm really going to use. Because sometimes you might not have something in mind that is very clear. You might want the AI to chat with you and make you get the full image of what you're building. So QClaw can do it now. So basically here, it just asks me, for example, what kind of project I'm going to build, and what kind of code assets I already have, and what's the target time and first opening that market, and it just gather all the information for me and do a full report for me. And first it shows the technical structures for me and recommend Electron. But of course, you don't have to answer all of the techniques questions. You just keep asking it. For example, about what's next, and what we have built, and what's the rest of the things that people need to do. It will automatically generate for you, and you just follow it. And it will also, recommend the, for example, implementation roadmaps for you, and you can just, follow the instructions. And basically, everything you need to do is just, let it do the first steps and tell me what's going to do, what I should do next. And if it has some questions for you to, finish up all the questions, you just tell it. Basically, it will be done. For example, here, it has already scanned the code bases for me and built a full Next.js applications, and it already has a full roadmap for me. I just, follow the instructions here. And after the implementation, it will have the outputs already on your computer, stored, for example, on a desktop, the QClaw macOS something. So you can just go directly to this routes and get your projects done. You don't have to, add or download any other applications or something like VS Code or any techno-guided products. You just have to, you just need QClaw to do all the things for you. It's very easy and simple. Yeah. Okay. So basically, this is how you're, developing a full product using QClaw. And also, I already showed the X operator things. So I checked whether there's still some interesting small cases. I remember there's another interesting cases. Yeah. Do we have, do you guys have something in mind that you want to try using QClaw? We can try now. Do you have any volunteers? I remember, for instance, build small game using it. This is very interesting. Okay, so basically, you can try on QClaw, and currently we offer 800 credits every day for free, and it's equal to 40 million tokens per day. So everyone can try it, and you don't have to worry about getting your maximum tops or something like that. And currently it's totally free, but in the next month or future, we might charge something, so take your time to try it out. Yeah. Okay, so I believe the next is some Q&A part, right? Yeah. So if you have any questions, just feel free to ask. I remember Jean had posted some questions before that.
Yes. Some of you put some question online during your registration, so let me find again the list here. We can go through those, but if anyone has a question first, feel free to. Yeah. There was one question before from the lady who introduced herself. Do you still have that question in mind?
No, but I have another one.
Another one, I take it as well.
I'm curious, where is the agent hosted?
The agent is hosted on your laptop. It already has a function that will. What is this? It will run on a laptop. We're really suited to macOS, Windows, and Linux is on the way. So basically, every laptop can use it. You don't have to worry about your devices. It's not not high version. It's okay. It's all okay. We have all made it suited. Yeah.
Okay, so it's self-hosted. It's not hosted by you guys.
It's hosted on your computer. We have packed it in the applications. You just need to download the applications that is on all our computers. All of the agents, files, chat histories is stored on your computer on the files that's shown on the screen. Yeah.
Alright, so you just have to keep the computer on.
Yes. And we also have a function because I know a lot of your computer can go rest in like 30 minutes. So we have a button. If you click open it, your computer will automatically run all the time, 24 hours a day. It will not go to sleep unless you press to rest. Yeah.
Thank you.
So I had a question because I've been using both OpenClaw when it got released, and also I'm using Hermes now.
Hermes?
Hermes agent. And I just want to ask, like, what is the difference between QClaw, Hermes, and also OpenClaw? Like, what is your, competitive advantage in this?
Okay, so firstly, all of these free products are agent products, and agents have reached a consensus about what is an agent since September of 2026, which is released by a paper of Fudan University, that an agent contains planning for using memory and I remember the fourth part. So every agent consists of these 4 parts, but all of the agent structures are developed differently about how you're organizing the memory, how you're storing the context, how you're reading the context. So, but I think for common users, the structures doesn't matter. As long as it can execute, as it can memorize all of your things, and you have set up your workflows on it, you don't really have to care what's about it. You just have to, care about the prices, care about the ROI, care about the stability, care about the security things. Yeah. So I think Hermes, OpenClaw are all, and also of course QClaw are all very good products. I think the consumers just worry about the prices. Yeah. That's the answer.
Right. So I saw in the on the display where you showed the demo. You have 800 credits built in.
800 credits every day built in.
Every day, and credits, is that to the model itself? And what model does it use for the credits?
Currently, we have JLM, Kimi, Minimax, and of course, Opus for the basic model. And you can also bring your own key. And I will show it here. Yeah. Because currently we think common users don't have to worry about the models because currently the social models are the same. JLM, Kimi, Minimax, they're kind of the same in all of the results, and you don't have to differentiate between the niche differences. So we just have also here. But if you have your own key, like the customer model, you can also bring your API or coding plan here. And in the short future, we'll also support local models. For example, the Queen 27B or the Gemma 4 or Olamasa or other local models on your computer. Because we found not all of the functions should use the cloud model. Because the local model has already reached a place that almost 80% of the job can be done very well. Yeah, so this is about how we're using how we're considering about the model selections. Yeah, but of course we will always bring the social models on QClaw, so everyone don't have to purchase their own key or they don't have to worry about anything. This is kind of like a one-stop resolution. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So just to be sure, so I can use, for example, Claude Opus.
Yeah, sure.
800 credits for free.
Yeah, if you're using QClaw's Auto, the 800 credits are free. And if you want to bring your own key, for example, you may purchase a customer model, you just select the provider here. We have supported almost all of the supporters, and select the model name and press your own key here. It's all supported. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
There was another question from the gentleman here.
Yeah, thank you for your introduction. So I just wonder, I know Tencent have another big product called WorkBuddy, right?
Yeah.
So can you tell me what's different with WorkBuddy? Do you product, please?
So basically from the boss, from the big boss, because WorkBuddy has share boss, and the technical lead of WorkBuddy is kind of like my colleagues back in Alibaba. So our product philosophy is quite different. Currently, WorkBuddy serves the business-wise customers, and QClaw focus on the consumer side. But of course, if some of the enterprise prefers the more open source way, QClaw will also support it, because WorkBuddy is based on the closed source agentic structures. Yeah, so basically this is the difference. Yeah.
Thank you.
So we have one of the online question, but I think the
Yeah, sure.
I will let him ask the question himself, and then after I come to you.
Thank you, Jean-Olivier. Thank you, everyone. This is touching me. I got a PhD in AI, and I started so quickly. 2002, I did a decision tree AI for Alstom, for EDF.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, and then Philips, I did expert system AI in 2004 for testing the chips. And ARM, I worked on the IBM Intelligent Energy Management project in Cambridge. So it was again another kind of AI. I designed the neuromorphic circuit chips AI, the next generation.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah. So in the office, my colleagues, they are very eager to do this kind of thing. And obviously, I've tried to do manually and a lot with offline LLM. So because I'm very concerned as a CTO about the security and encryption, and I think you have touched a bit about that. So my question is, I wrote the question, and thank you, Jean-Olivier, send it back to me. I wrote like this, if you remember the automobile. Automobile in the very early days. Yeah, if we look now, I think we think they are funny, and they were not secure, they were not safe. It took decades to make them what they are, what they've been for 20 years ago. And what timeline do you see about this security as an analogy for QClaw?
Okay, thank you for asking. This is a very professional question.
Because also it's not only about AI. Actually, it's if you talk about all the third-party services, the data can go to somebody. Everyone make mistakes. I realized that I sent a token to Grok, so I revoked it because I thought I was talking to my offline LLM. And so such tools also can maybe send some information you don't want. Thank you.
Okay, so the following answers might not be recorded because I might have a shocking opinion that 99% of the information that the LLM companies can see, they already have it. They don't have to train on the inputs that you show. Because I talked to some OpenAI and Anthropic data center guys. The data that they're purchasing are the data that is generated manually, not the information that you type there. So you don't have to worry about that. So this is basically about what you're typing into the LLM. And the second part is about AI security, or you just mentioned the third-party security thing. In the past years, we have some solutions like deploy all of the cloud or all of the devices locally. You have to purchase all of the devices there. But currently, and of course, in the AI era, it also brings more challenges to the companies. For example, the skills insert or the prompt injection or a lot of the risk things. Firstly, I also recommend QClaw because QClaw provides a security gateway. It will not only monitor the prompt security. It will not only do the prompt security protection, but also do the skill security. Because I still remember back in February on X, a lot of people said they installed a skill which deletes all the files on the platform on the desktop. And this is things that we're preventing here. We are scanning all of the skills online, either from the Skill Hub, Claw Hub, or GitHub. we will have the toxic ones inside, and if you're downloading or inserting that, we will block it. And also, we also do script execution detection. And of course, we also do the security protection log, where you can see all of the prompt that you have here, and the risk level, and the interception results. If it's safe, it will be allowed. If it's not safe, it will be blocked. And we also show the risk operations in the last 7 days. I think this is currently the things that we can do if you are using AI. Because I think in the next generations, all of the organizations or even people will be changed by AI. And if you, for example, if the enterprises don't want to fall behind, maybe the first step is to open up to it. Because as I mentioned, your data is really not that important. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. Then it's connected to your WeChat or WeCom. See in here channels. And aside from WeCom and WeChat, we also support TikTok, Facebook, Slack, Telegram, or Discord, or any other popular IM platforms. And you just need to click on configure, and it's on. And it supports quick binding or WebSocket long connection. But currently, the connection way is more of a chatbot. It cannot read your contacts or chat history with your clients because it's not allowed to. Because data security or chat history or personal data security is very is a severe thing. It's a serious thing. It's a serious thing on WeChat, and sometimes if you open it too much, you might accidentally invite some robots or some chatbot in the group, and you cannot delete that because it already has some information connected. So we currently don't have that plan to can have access to all the chat history. But in WeCom, you can connect it and you can bring that bot into your group. And of course, I remember it cannot read the past history before the robot came in, but it can memorize all the chat history after that, and you can also call it in there. But if you're trying to looking for example, a QA in a group, which can 100% take on the customer service guy's work, I think you might better purchase the design projects. And we also have a colleague who is from the WeCom and WeChat team. If you're interested in that, you can go to her. But for example, you're trying to purchase some professional QA part, that's more of a business-wise product. Yeah. Thank you.
So I was told maybe we can take a couple of more questions because people are very interested and there are so many different type of questions. So do we have more questions now or more example of demo to be made for everyone by Shuyu? Go back. Second question.
I'm just curious, how do you prevent the hallucination of the
Prevent the what?
hallucination, the 5G hallucination?
Uh-huh.
How do you prevent this happen? Because I know the bigger language model has this bug, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you prevent this happening?
Mm-hmm.
How do I know answer is reasonable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so firstly, we prevent it using the workflow thing, as I mentioned. For example, initially, if you're trying to build your own agents, because all the agents that are on QClaw has already, carved out the hallucination we mentioned before. So if you're building your own agents, for example, like something I will build it, and I just click the sharing and generating the agents based on my past history, it will automatically generate a workflow, and if it's set, it will run for following the workflow. So the hallucination will not be that big. It will only lies in, for example, one of the steps. So we will lower the risks of a very big hallucination. But of course, if you're, for example, in the enterprise, you have some functions that is very set, you better functionalize it or transfer it into some high code or something that's more cost efficient. Because if you're always using LLM to do some fixed work, it's very expensive. Because in the past, for example, if you using the traditional like digitalization thing, the only costs are the machines. But every time you're using LLM, it will bring more costs. So if that's a thing that is very set, you just make it into function. And QClaw can also transfer all of the agent thing into workflow that can be run by clicking the code and no token consuming at all. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Are you able to connect QClaw to like a CRM system where you can actually ask him, okay, I would like to do prospection on a specific market, get me all the possible prospects I can get and put them in my CRM after I did some verification or
yeah. Sure, there are two ways. First way is using the browser use connection. For example, let me check whether I can see the cases I used before.
So you have to also...
Yeah, here's an example. Even though this is not a CRM, this is an internal website of Tencent. You can only access it when you have internal connections. So yeah, I just ask it to open it, and every 6 hours, send me an email, analyze the latest 6 hours, what is the total number of the status that is failed, and what is the total ratio of it. So basically, it can automatically open this platform, and initially you have to authorize it, click on the authorize pane, and the next steps, it will automatically do it for you. For example, ask it to do the analyze and send email, and it just tell me it requires corporate networks, require SSL login, and it need to enable Chrome remote debugging, and I just do it all for it, and ta-da, it's done. Everything is set up. This is the method that the browser use. It basically opens the website on it and follows the instructions you ask it to do. This is the first way. But of course, there's also a second way. If the CRM you're using is opening up a CLI or opening up an NCP, it can automatically connect it through here. You just click the settings and use the skills. For example, it's used like a skill. You can just add skills through here, either upload from GitHub or create through dialogues. Then it can connect to your CRMs. And of course, if it's some major companies, for example, like here, we provide connectors. Connectors is the platforms that are used by most people, and also, for example, we connect the emails here. For example, the email providers also all provided some official way to connect it and can operate through API. Then even better operate your CRM like this. But of course, both ways can support. And of course, the first way is more token consuming, and the second way is more efficient and less token consuming. Yeah. Okay. Maybe let the guests after.
So I had a question. So for example, if I download QClaw, I start using it, I give it sensitive information. If I were to uninstall it, where would the memory and all that sensitive information go? Would it be stored in some data center somewhere, or would it just disappear? Because obviously, if I were to use it, it would be like for some kinds of non-disclosure agreements and sensitive information.
Okay, so firstly, Tencent will not store your information on some data device, on some cloud device. It will only store it in your own computer, back in some files, and I don't remember the location. But if you're uninstall QClaw, it will automatically delete all of the files it has been stored, so you don't have to worry about that. But of course, if you, for example, you bring your own key and type something into your custom model, I know some API keys train the data that you inserted. You don't have a lot of things that can be do here. Yeah.
Bonsoir, mesdames et messieurs. Je m'appelle Andy, bienvenue à Ehub.
Sorry, that's as much French as I know.
So my name is Andy Yao from the Shanghai Ehub, and I'm the system manager in international partnerships. And I actually just joined Ehub roughly about 3 months now. So very lucky to have met Laurent and Jean-Olivier. This is such a pleasure. And here at Ehub, we're actually an innovation and entrepreneur hub. We're currently having 430 companies enrolled in our incubation programs, and we're mainly focusing on 5 different sectors. We have artificial intelligence and robotics intelligence, med and health tech, as well as fintech, and we recently started with cultural creativity and sports tech. So here perhaps today I'll share from more an incubator's view, and now perhaps discuss this panel with all of these fine gentlemen in terms of how AI can help incubators and also startups to start their own entrepreneur. Thank you.
Thank you. So Ehub is like for the French, it's like the Station F of Shenzhen. So we're very proud to have this partnership with Ehub. And so tonight we have 3 professionals. So the question will be for all of you, like to tell us more about what is like AI efficiency in terms of in your enterprise world. How do you use AI on your daily life, and what do you see for the next step?
So first, we were talking about agent. So for me, a great game changer is to implement agent in our companies. So I work in big companies, so today we have tons of TNCs, document, policies, procedures. So to give to the employee a way to find the information in 1 second, that's for me a clear game changer, and that's for me clear in terms of efficiency. The first step to implement in every company. After, there's so many possibilities. Today, I'm in charge of operations. So operation, I have call centers. So call center, I have a lot of phone calls. So to have a clear example is today we are able to take the phone call, analyze the phone call, doing quality check on phone calls, analyze NPS by voice to the customer, NPS to our as well agent. We can analyze and create a training, bespoke training for our agent, depending on what we analyze in terms of phone calls. So very practical tools and skills we can implement today in all our companies.
And you mean in a call center, so how many call centers do you have? How do you operate that?
So today we have around 200 people on the phone every day answering customer requests, so asking the price of a car, price of a loan, repayment, change of address, change of phone call. Of course, the customer has a WeChat app, we can of course self-serve online. However, we still have customers who want to talk with someone. So we have handling phone calls and answering the customer.
Because call centers is, I heard, is a very hard one actually to disrupt with AI, because people still can figure out it's an agent if you run that, and it's like speech to text, going to AI, and after text to speech. So are you implementing that, or?
We have a speech to text. With the text, we can do, for example, sum up in our club, like a card of our customer and a 360 view of our customer when he's calling us. With this text, we analyze, let's say, we leverage a training for our agent in order to train much more our agent and to identify mistake of our agent. So that's something we are doing every day. And as well, in real time, we can provide to our agent the answer he has to give to our customer. So it's quite powerful.
And you manage multiple language and everything.
So today is only for China, so only for China. But we have that in other countries as well.
And all deployed.
Yeah, what I'm saying is deployed today.
Interesting.
Quite recent in some full feature, but it's deployed.
Wow, Francis, how about you? How does it work in your daily life in IDEMIA?
I'll come from the angle of efficiency first, because I think efficiency in this world is majorly misused by a lot of people. So when you use efficiency, I work in manufacturing, right? People think it's like headcount reduction and stuff, but efficiency is more than headcount. So coming back to what I do daily, like I said, I'm a tech lead in academia. I make technical decisions every single day. Before AI became popular in 2023, like Shuyu said, I used to build machine learning models in academia to do data science, to do prediction, forecast. So we know we can manage our inventory, we can forecast the inventory we have in 2 or 3 years, and how to manufacture efficiently that inventory. This was before generative AI became popular. Now, with the advent of generative AI, it became easier to build these models. Do you understand? So, efficiency boost here for me was I could now run analysis on the numerous amounts of data I have to make my predictions, to make my forecasts, to build whatever machine learning model I want to build. This made it faster for me. This is one aspect of efficiency. The second aspect of efficiency, digital twin. I don't know if anybody here knows about digital twin. So if you're in manufacturing, it's very, very important to have a digital twin, whereby you can run simulations, different kinds of simulations online before you take it down to the manufacturing floor, because it's actually very expensive to run this simulation like a lab on the manufacturing floor. They're going to use machines, tons of data, and everything. And if you go directly to the machine floor, you end up spending a lot of money, wasting a lot of time. But with digital twin and building I built, you can do this virtually. You can already predict what is going to happen to the machine floor, or what's going to happen to different machines before you actually take the production of maybe an item to the shop floor. So this is one of the things that I built using AI. And the third one is what we call failure mode analysis. So basically, every big manufacturing hub there, the big names you know, Oracle, IBM, everybody, although they do failure mode analysis. And to do failure mode analysis on an item, it could take you like 3 days for just one item. And for something like IBM that manufactures like 2 million cars, almost weekly or daily, it's not possible to do this. So I built an AI tool that could help the engineers, the quality engineers, to do this failure mode analysis within 10 minutes. So it helps them, they are cutting down a time of 2 days to 2 hours. Now these guys can now use all their time to do something else. This is one of the aspects where AI came to help us. Then we also have what we call like the REG system, whereby as a technical guy, we have like tons of documentations, like thousands of documentations, because academia has a long history, right? And when you're onboarding somebody new, a new engineer, he needs time to understand our technical stack, what we've been doing, how we build our engineering processes. But with our new AI tool, you can just go into the system, our REG system, and whatever knowledge you want about any product can get it. So these are the advantages that this new AI era brought to us, and I'm happy to be leading this in our team.
Yeah, I remember we went to Francis was the first foreigner to use QClaw. So I want also to know about how did it work for you when we tried the first time a few months ago when QClaw has been launched.
Yeah, it was a very good experience, thanks to the QClaw team. They gave us a lot of token. You know, when OpenClaw came out, right, we have to spend so much on token. Like, you can spend like $200 to run the workflow. But when QClaw came out, they gave us so many tokens. So I was able to run a lot of experiments with QClaw. So part of the experiment was, I think, what Shuyu showed before, running social media analysis, whereby you give it different links. Then it does what we call like a web crawling. So I think my friend here, he was saying something about there was no tool that could do this for you. You know, going to LinkedIn and all this stuff, but actually you can do this with the QClaw. If you have the experience, you can actually do this. So I don't want to interrupt him, but QClaw can do this for you if you know, like if you have a technical experience. So this was one of the things I did. Then second thing again, I experimented. I was working on some IoT devices like QClaw to control robotics, just small robots. So QClaw was able to write down the code to control this robot for me. So I just had to like take it into my Raspberry Pi, and it was very, very, very fast. So I did quite a lot of experiments with QClaw. It was a good experience for me.
Yeah, it was very fast. I still remember, like, because everyone knows OpenClaw, but it looks like still an engineering process through you need to have your own GitHub and you know, so many things that can be scary for most of the people. But QClaw is just install a program, and after was just like running it and making sure it doesn't mess up too much. So I think that's the first thing people are afraid of, is because there have been many videos of the tokens, I think, basically got rogue and lost a fortune. And the second one is, first probably is even at the install, the installation is, so that's the main advantage. Thanks, Francis. How about you, Andy?
Right, so perhaps I'll share from an employee's perspective first. Well, my company, or Ehub, we currently we haven't deployed any large language models or agents within the company yet because of compliance issues. And you know, sometimes when we're using all these large language models as well, sometimes we can't upload sensitive information, so we'll have to you know, desensitive everything first, and then we'll have to you know, upload into their platform after decentralizing everything and desensitivizing everything, and then having the feedback, and then adding back in all of the information that we have. So it's rather a very long process. So, but personally for me, I've been using Codex to organize all of my past activities, and I log down everything that I've done, and after that, for example, our information has been published, or I have the green light that, okay, so this is no longer confidential information. I would just feed it to Codex. So I will have this own database of mine. So basically every time, whenever I'm doing business development, I can just ask Codex to pull up everything that I've done with this partner of ours. And then, so that, you know, human brain capacity only has certain storage, I would say, and we can only manage one or two tasks at most at the same time. But you know, with the help of an agent or you know, building a mind skill, you know, you can really keep track of a lot of things at many different scenarios. And sometimes when your brain is falling behind, or you know, your brain is going blank, you can always use this agent to give you instant updates on everything that you've done with your partners. And I think most importantly is that, for example, we have to write a lot of documents as well, a lot of reports and a lot of documents. And sometimes, you know, as a human, we are sentimental, and sometimes we can be pretty biased on the things that we've experienced. But you know, after giving all of your experience, just you know, dumping into the agent, having it filed, compiled in the database, and you know, after that, you ask the agent to generate a report for you, and it will be you know, it will be pretty unbiased, and everything's actually much better. In my opinion, I think it's much better than you know, myself writing it, because you know, sometimes your mind's occupied with something that's very impressive that you've experienced before. But I think in terms of enterprises, definitely making an enterprise more efficient. But I think a problem is that although we're talking about a lot of you know, this concept OPC came out, one person company, how this one person can use QClaw, Codex, all of these agents to you know, manage accounting, research, and everything, and how you know, the human himself or themselves can you know, make the decisions on their own based on all of these supporting documents created by QClaw. But I think the key point is that you know, ethics, decisions, and judgments, those are human traits. And although you know, all these agents can help with you know, improving efficiency, at the end we're talking about you know, an agent that's actually helping a company to expand first. Like for example, helping a product to land first, and thinking back on talents instead of you know, finding talents first, and then moving on to expand.
Now, but at Ehub itself, like, do you offer as an incubator or accelerator? Do you offer like some services, AI services to your companies, to your portfolio companies?
Well, currently we don't have those services yet, but I think those are very important, especially we're at innovation and technology hub. We're running in the innovation sector as well. But we're currently working with the computing center of Shanghai, and they're supporting with talking all the computing powers. So that's the kind of service that we are providing as of this moment. But definitely, I think that's a very good point that after Laurent, and I think that definitely we should have more workshops coming in and also helping out partner companies and their employees, and also employers as well, to understand how artificial intelligence and also all of these agents can help them to improve efficiency and succeed in entrepreneurship.
All right, thank you very much for panelists, and wish you good networking.
No worries.